So there are two different kinds of loan modifications. There are loan modifications, and then there are what are called trial loan modifications. A trial loan modification it's supposed to be sort of a test to show that the homeowner can make payments viably. So it has a short duration. They tend to be like 6 months in length. And it's just a tester to show that you actually have the financial ability to make the payments that you're supposed to make. The problem is when a trial modification is offered, the payment amount is always less than the original mortgage amount. And the banks use a law that says that whenever a payment is made that's less than the original mortgage amount, until a true loan modification is filed, any payment that's less than the total monthly payment, and of course they intentionally make them, so say the payment here was $2,100 a month originally, they would give them a trial loan modification for $1,500 a month. And I mean, these are specific numbers germane to this case. And when they would make the payment for $1,500, the bank would say, thank you for making your payment. You're doing a good job. And then they would register it as a partial payment, which would allow them to put it in a separate account. And that account is a bottomless pit that allows them to steal all of that money. And on the 6th month, when the final payment happens, they reject that payment. And then they keep the last 5 months of money, and then they proceed with the foreclosure. In this case, they did this by registering the homeowner's social security number incorrectly. And they left it off of all of the documentation so that the family and the representatives of the family would have no idea that the bank was doing this. And then after they'd paid them 5 payments of $1,500, $7,500, they said, oh wait, you gave us the wrong social security number, which of course they didn't. They merely wrote it wrong on their own paperwork. And then they rejected the final payment and proceeded with the foreclosure. This is basically how every trial loan modification works. Trial loan modifications are an enormous scam, and it's what the banks always offer.
So does it happen often that the social security numbers are written down wrong?
I can't speculate on that. I mean, there are so many different legal maneuvers that the banks can take because they hold all the cards that each case manifests differently. That's how this particular trial loan mod went. Honestly, they don't even have to do that. They can just arbitrarily say, okay, you've taken 6 months of payments. Good job. Now we're not going to give you anything else. And we're going to keep all your money because each of these payments didn't count.
Is it possible that she may have given the incorrect number?
No. I mean, we have the final rejected bank statement. It was a Western Union money transfer. I've got the receipt right here.
Which has the...
Dated the 2nd of March 2012, which was the final month of the payment structure, and it's a rejected payment.
So does that shows that the number is incorrect? Or?
No, it shows that the bank refused to take the money, which is what they do. The moment that basically, going back to the beginning of the process, right, how the dual tracking process starts is that the homeowner asks for a loan modification. And the bank tells them that in order to qualify for the loan modification, they need to stop making payments for like 3 months. And the moment they do that, they put them into default, and they start the foreclosure process. And then they start the loan modification process at the same time. And then they just make sure that the loan modification process moves very, very slowly so that the eviction completes before they ever get the offer. And if the homeowner, by some grace of Zeus, manages to force through their will and to actually get an offer for a loan modification, they give them a trial loan mod, and then they just take all of the money, and then they foreclose anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty much the most disgusting thing in the history of existence, and it happens every day to thousands of people.
So was this... so they never even received the loan modification?
No, they received a trial loan modification that gave them permission to make smaller payments so that the bank could use a loophole to steal all the money. It was never applied to the balance of their loan.
And the stalling method they used, so the idea of dual tracking is that the banks, they put the house in foreclosure even while the person is applying for loan modification?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So And then, I've heard of instances in which they say that, in which they give the case to someone who's on vacation or someone who's even fired to stall up the case. And you're saying the stalling mechanism in this case was the wrong number?
No, I mean, this family probably just actually stuck with them, and they probably submitted a packet, and the bank probably took 3 weeks to get back to them and probably said, oh, we didn't receive every document. It was an incomplete filing. And then they submitted it again, complete the second time, and the bank probably said, oh, we lost it. We don't know who was handling that. You'll need to send it again. And then you send it again, and they say, oh, golly, we just couldn't do it. And then if finally you manage to pin them down to, send it, I mean, you can send it certified mail, and they can still claim you've lost it. But if eventually on the 5th, 6th, 7th time you finally get something through, they just give you a bogus offer. And then they take your house anyway. Now, it should be noted that